Florida, well-known Jacksonville artist, all right? The drill scene. You guys know about the drill in Miami, Florida. It's not just Chicago. Jacksonville, they drilling out there in Jacksonville also, all right? And there's two adversaries at hand, all right? One kid goes by the name of Julio Foolio. Rest in peace to Julio Foolio. And then his opponent is Mr. Ace, Yungeen Ace. I don't know if you guys had a chance to go on YouTube. As of recently, Yungeen Ace has dropped 2 new videos, all right? And they're kind of leading people to believe that he may have something to do with the passing of Julio Foolio. I don't know if you guys peeped last week. It's been all over the news. All right, Julio Foolio recently, he passed away. This kid, some people are not sympathetic. Some people have no compassion for the man. They're saying that he kind of brought this on to himself. All right, nonetheless, once again, Julio Foolio out of Jacksonville recently was unalived. We're going to be careful with the YouTube terms, all right? But he was unalived. Now, he was celebrating his 26th birthday. Now, this is significant. You guys know, I think Biggie and Pac died at the age of 25. So it's an eerie correlation there, all right? Nonetheless, the kid passed away on his birthday, his 26th birthday. Now, he was in celebration. Just to go over what actually happened, all right? He was throwing an event. He had an Airbnb, all right? And somehow he got kicked out of the Airbnb. Y'all know how it is. There's rules to the Airbnb. Y'all know what we do in those type of facilities and what goes on, right? A lot of times the people that are renting out these spaces, these homes, they're not aware of actually what's taking place. And if they were aware, they probably wouldn't let people rent that home. But nonetheless, I don't know what took place, but they kicked him out of the Airbnb, which subsequently forced him to go get a hotel room. Now, this is just compromising, right? He was improvising at the moment. Obviously, that wasn't his first choice to be in a hotel room. Preferably, you want to be in an Airbnb, more privacy, all right? Not to say that you're totally exempted from any attacks, but it's less people that are going to be able to infiltrate, less people knowing where you at, less people with access to your location, right? So now, according to news reports, Julio was unalived in the parking lot of the hotel. If you see Julio Foolio was seen online promoting the party, which is not typical for somebody that has known enemies, right? When you have enemies, you're trying to make sure that you're not trying to share your location and things of that nature, right? It was something strange, right? It's not the typical way of carrying yourself when you're a person such as Julio Foolio or anybody that's in Julio Foolio's position. Nonetheless, what I'm trying to say is he made it easy for them to locate him. And I don't know why he did that, right? That's not something that you would do typically. Typically, you want to hide from your enemies. Typically, you don't want to give your enemies the ups of where you at. Typically, you don't want to feel those shots, right? Bullets burn. But I find it quite strange that he actually was giving his location so freely. He was inviting people to the location, inviting people to the party, all right? It was a pool party, I would believe. So let's talk about it. 4 people were actually 4 people. 3 people were shot. One person was unalived. All right, and that person is Julio Foolio. I'm not sure about the other 3 people. What current condition are they in? Because we don't hear anything about the other people. You know how in these type of events, we're usually worried about the main person. And most times there's other people involved in these type of incidents that we don't pay so much attention to because they're not high profile. Everybody's more concerned about Julio Foolio. All right. So subsequently, Julio Foolio was unalived. All right. Julio Foolio had voodoo. I'm Haitian. Let's get this straight. A lot of people depended on voodoo, right? To protect yourself, like a veil over you. As if you're bulletproof. As if you're bulletproof. And he's not Haitian. I'm Haitian. I know we have the strongest voodoo. I know there's other people that do voodoo. I know Jamaicans do voodoo. I know Americans do voodoo. I know white folk do voodoo. Don't get it twisted. White folk do voodoo too. All right? Other people do voodoo, but we do it a little bit more concentrated. We're a little bit more informed on that topic. All right. And some people criticize whoever was doing the voodoo for him. There's all types of speculations. They're saying that he laid in a casket for a couple days. They're saying that his grandmother is the one that blessed him, that prayed over him, that did the procedure, the ceremony, whatever, what have you, right? But nonetheless, you guys, obviously it did not work. And a lot of people think that voodoo is 100%. Now, I'm not a voodoo expert, but one thing I can say, in a lot of cases, it's not 100%, right? There's things that you have to do in the process. There's things that you have to do. You're praying to a new God now, right? You're serving a different God when you do voodoo. There's things that you have to do to keep it concentrated, to keep it working, to keep the magic working. So it's an ongoing process. It's not like you just get inducted into it and you just protect it. Somebody says, shamala, and you just protect it. No, you actually have to do certain things to keep the voodoo strong. All right. And I'm not sure if he was doing what he executing the things that he needed to execute. Remember, I'm Haitian. Remember, I'm telling you. All right. So now fast forward. Julio Foolio is no longer with us. Rest in peace to Julio Foolio and his family. And condolences to Julio Foolio's family members. All right. You have a kid that goes by the name of Yungeen Ace. Julio Foolio, Yungeen Ace, they've been at war for years now. Now, Yungeen Ace previously he lost his brother in a shootout. All right. I'm not sure if it was his older brother or his younger brother. And there's a resemblance there in what took place, right? Because I believe in his case, in Ace's case, there was 3 people shot also, and 1 person passed away subsequently, right? Because of the attack. And it just has an eerie resemblance correlation to what took place with Yungeen Ace. Nonetheless, Julio Foolio is no longer with us. Now, fast forward, Yungeen Ace dropped a video right after the passing of Julio Foolio. Now, a lot of people say he got cojones. This left us surprised, right? Because unlike my generation, we don't claim these bodies on the internet, right? We don't brag and boast about things, especially crimes that can put you away for the rest of your life, right? There's no statutes of limitations when it comes to murder. Let's be clear. So most men would shy away from the showing that and claiming that body. All right, claiming that body. But nonetheless, it seems like Yungeen Ace is not scared. It seems like Yungeen Ace wants to claim this. He wants everybody to know that he partook in the passing of Julio Foolio. Now, obviously, we all under this assumption because you make a video directly after the fact. You made a video after the passing of the man. And in the video, first of all, the first video is, let's see the name of the first video here. Allow me one moment. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. All right. Now, the first video, what's the name of the first video? First video is Do It. Do It. All right. So now, Do It. This video did 4.5 million views in 5 days. Typically, Yungeen Ace doesn't see those numbers. All right. So he dropped one video that did 4.5 million views. Let's be clear, 4.5 million views in 5 days. Now, this had the internet, and the internet went crazy, right? This had the internet in an uproar. Everybody's speculating now, and like, why would he do that? Why would he give the feds information? Why would he just hand himself to the feds? Right? But if you thought that was a fluke, the man dropped a second video. The second video from Yungeen Ace is called Game Over. Now, this video, I think it's still within 24 hours. But the video is currently at 2 million. 2 million views. All right. Let's check. Let me go on YouTube. I'm going to go on YouTube right now. All right. Let's go to YouTube trending. YouTube trending music. All right. And we're going to see how many hours it is. All right. Yungeen Ace, Game Over. is at 2.2 million views, and it's only been 23 hours. So it's 1 hour shy of a whole day of 24 hours. The man has 2.2 million views. All right. Like I said, you have to have cojones. You got to have balls to put a face to this body. Everybody would assume that Yungeen Ace is part of this, that he orchestrated this. Everybody is under that assumption. And what he do, give some validity to it by dropping these videos. But we can't just be hasty. First of all, it's not normal for somebody to claim a body and so quick like that. It's rare, if not ever, have we seen this before in hip hop. Let's be clear. Nobody has ever done this before in hip hop. But you gotta put your thinking cap on. First of all, how was he able to drop a video within 4 hours and able to edit the video in all and drop it within 4 hours? That's one red flag. All right. And I'm speaking about do it, not game over. Game over, he had a little bit more time to be creative. But how was he able to respond to the passing of Julio Foolio within 4 hours? I find that a little bit strange. It leaves me under the impression that maybe this was premeditated. Maybe he had this video prior to the passing of Julio Foolio. Was this premeditated? Or was he just that sufficient that fast? Did he just respond that fast like Superman changing in the booth? And he just wanted to speculate. But nonetheless, there's a second video. Game over. Like I said, 2.2 million views. So he's already accumulated over almost 8 million views. Excuse me, almost 7 million views within 5 days. All right? So obviously you guys know when it comes to death and the passing of hip-hop artists, especially when we're talking about hip-hop beef, it's always been proven that hip-hop beef is lucrative. Hip-hop beef is lucrative. Right now, Yungeen Ace is running up a check. He's running up a mean check. I don't know who's he signed to, but obviously these record labels that are pushing this, and not to say they didn't initiate it, but they're gonna benefit. They're gonna profit off of the passing of Julio Foolio. All right. So right now, Yungeen Ace is running up. Ace Yungeen, he's running up a check right now. And can you blame him? Can you blame him? One thing I can't say, this generation, Generation Z, is a little bit more different. This generation seems like they're not scared of being incarcerated. This generation, there's no fear there. And I don't know what's inside jail. You could barely get pussy in jail. What is it in jail that niggas are running to the jailhouse? Because it doesn't stop there. This beef is something like we've never seen in hip hop before. You got people that are standing on business, and standing on business is taking on a new meaning. When you talk about standing on business is starting to mean snitching on yourself, telling on yourself. This is the telling on yourself generation. The young niggas, they just telling on themselves. It's a different type of gangster. As opposed to hiding from what you've done, as opposed to being here for your family, as opposed to not incriminating people around you, it's the opposite. The more you're willing to incriminate yourself, the more gangster you're perceived as in this generation. So it doesn't stop at Ace Yungeen. Also, there's a gentleman that goes by the name of Queso. All right, Queso's also from Jacksonville. Shout out to Queso. Queso's currently incarcerated. He's the kid that you saw where his father went to court. His father's taking a stand on him. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar, just to give you guys a quick rundown. All right, Queso and his father ran down on this kid. All right, and the kid passed away subsequently, right? You guys understand what I'm saying. We got to watch certain words on YouTube. You guys forgive me. So I'm using a lot of words that you might not be familiar with. All right. But nonetheless, Queso is currently incarcerated. Queso still has access to his Instagram. Now, Queso, him and his father were involved in the murder of another individual. His own father turned his back on him. His own father ratted on him. Queso currently still has access to his Instagram account in which he made a post on Instagram. Now, let me pull this up, man. This is a different type of beef, you guys. This whole beef that's going on, this Jacksonville drill, this whole it's a whole different type of, it's a different type of gangster. Yeah, it's a different type of gangster. It's not the gangster that I grew up seeing. It's not the gangster that your father grew up seeing. It's a different type of gangster. Though nothing is new under the sun, I've never seen it in my lifetime. I've never seen somebody claim their crimes like that. I've never seen people snitch on themselves like that. It's just a different type of gangster. It makes you think. It makes you think. All right. Now I want to pull up Queso. Queso's also runs with Ace Yungeen. All right. Yungeen Ace. Like I said, Queso's currently incarcerated. You guys be familiar with these names, all right? I'm telling you these names. Be familiar with these names, all right? Now let's go to Queso page. I'm pull up Queso's page here. Queso 23X. All right. Now, Queso posted on Instagram. Mind you, he's incarcerated right now. He still got access to his Instagram. Queso posted 20 hours. This is 20 hours ago, in which he posted a picture with him, and it's him and Julio Foolio. And Julio Foolio said he was once cool with Queso. Queso pulled up to a video shoot, and maybe he was just an entourage member. Apparently, they wasn't that cool, right? But if you see, that circle that you guys see in the background is Queso. All right. So this is Julio. So this gives validity. Queso, this is what Julio Foolio was saying, that Queso actually was in one of his videos. So he's saying that Queso was a fan of his at one point that turned into his arch rival. All right, this is what we got here. Now I'm gonna go into Queso, in which he said, "You knew when you took your last breath, I was gonna smoke your F ass. You know what I mean? It's gonna be born without you. Voodoo couldn't save you with a broken heart." All right. Now, mind you guys, Queso is incarcerated. These Jacksonville niggas is a different breed. Jacksonville niggas is a different breed. Jacksonville gangster is different. All right. You see niggas that got bodies. Niggas that are currently fighting murder charges right now are chiming in on the passing of Julio Foolio. Julio Foolio had some real enemies out there. Like Julio Foolio had some real enemies out there. All right. And Queso being one of them, also Ace Yungeen, with a plethora, I'm sure a plethora of way more. But the thing about this is there's a lot of people that are chiming in on just chiming in to speak on Foolio, not on Foolio's behalf, but people that have issues with Foolio. Remember, Foolio is known for screaming out dead bodies, speaking about people. And when you're speaking about the deaths of all these people and murders, right? There's families involved. So what you're doing now is you're rehashing that situation, all right? You're reopening that wound. So all these people are now chiming in, finding out that Julio Foolio has passed away. This is the first rap artist that nobody's showing compassion for. But did he deserve compassion? Did he do anything that deserved for people to show compassion towards him? Mind you, this rapper had no compassion for nobody. I see Bibby's father is chimed in also. I didn't get a chance to read that post, but there's a lot of people that are chiming in. A lot of people. I'm pretty sure all the family members and friends of the people that he once spoke about, they're on their social networks, they're on their Instagrams and their Facebooks and different platforms, and they're speaking out also. This is something different. And I'm going to pay attention. We're going to all pay attention to this, all right? In the following weeks, I'm going to keep you guys updated. We're going to definitely stay updated, man. But I want to say Ace Yungeen Ace. my brother, I love your music, champ. And I wouldn't tell you not to capitalize. I would capitalize. Keep in mind, I know you lost your brother. So I'm not saying that you're wrong, but what I can say, my friend, make sure that you're preparing yourself correctly. Make sure you're setting up your chessboard correctly. So if them folks do run down on you, you'll be prepared. That's all I'm asking. You guys keep in mind, just because something happened, that doesn't mean that he's wrong for what he did. Just because somebody passes away in an equation, two enemies, that doesn't mean that the person who did it is wrong. Now, I know this is not going to sit well with some people, but keep in mind, we got to be open-minded about this. Julio Foolio brought this on himself. Rest in peace to that young brother, because he has a mother. He has family members. Rest in peace to Julio Foolio. But this is the first time I've ever seen in hip-hop where nobody is compassionate. Nobody has compassion for the man. His music went up. Everybody was playing his music. He was entertaining everybody. But I don't see a lot of rest in peace out there. And you guys got to keep in mind when you're talking about drill music, this type of music, just because somebody's standing behind you, just because you have fans, that's not core fans. All right? Those fans could be quite fickle. A lot of people that are there, they're just there to observe. They're spectators. They don't necessarily love the artists. They just love the back and forth. They're attracted to that. They're attracted to the violence. They're attracted to the turmoil. They're attracted to the rivalry. They're attracted to the disrespect that's going on between both parties. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're attracted to the artist. That doesn't necessarily mean that they support that artist in its entirety. Okay? But nonetheless, man, rest in peace to Foolio. I'm going to say rest in peace. And once again, you guys pay attention to the times that we're in. Things are changing around here. In hip-hop and in the USA, period. Things are changing amongst these young niggas. I don't know what's going on in Jacksonville, but Jacksonville is different. It's not the same as Miami-Dade County. It's not the same as Broward County. It's not the same as South Florida, but things spread. Things are contagious. The drill music is spread from Chicago and got to Jacksonville. Things spread. It's very contagious out here. So don't be surprised if people don't follow in Jacksonville's lead. Don't be surprised if you see little towns and cities changing. The same things are happening. I'm seeing a different type of bold that I've never seen. I've never seen people be bold like this ever. In the tradition of gangsterism. In the world of gangsters, I've never seen this type of gangster, man. And it just makes you think about what's to come in the future. All right. But nonetheless, you guys, make sure you guys hit that like button. Shout out to Julio. Rest in peace, Julio Foolio. Condolences to Julio Foolio's family. Shout out to Ace Yungeen. Shout out to both crews, ATK and KTA. What KTA is kill them all. And I forgot what ATK means. That's Ace Yungeen's clique. I forgot what that means. But and don't kill me. But I love the two videos. Ace Yungeen has two videos on YouTube that are currently trending at the #1 and #2 spot. Do It is #1. All right. And what's the other one? Oh, Game Over. Do It and Game Over. Do It is #1. Game Over is #2. Hey, capitalize, my nigga. I would have capitalized also. I can't fault you, all right? L.O.T.S Approved Media, Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. You guys know what it is. This is episode number 91. All right? Make sure you guys are sharing this podcast.